Sorry?
Sorry. So Swansea seem to like coming here. What is it why do they do so well here?
It's a strange one. I mean, sometimes you play against teams for whatever reason you just have a really good record against. We're not as good as Arsenal, but it's the type of football that, you know, we tend to shine against. If teams want to sort of play football against us, you know, we're more than happy to play against them. Probably the problems we get is when people sort of launch crosses and set pieces and whatever. But a team like Arsenal, we've always enjoyed playing against, and you know, I mean, our aspirations has always been to try and get as good as Arsenal. It may never happen, but I think possibly that's the only reason that I can give.
When you set up the team, were you consciously thinking of the next three fixtures, what it looked like on paper, and that you were kind of resting players thinking?
I think there was an element of that. Obviously, we not only looking this Saturday, but we play Bournemouth just after, and then we play Villa at home. So we know that they're three massive fixtures, which probably are going to define our season. But no, it was almost a question. Yeah, a couple of players were rested simply because of the way the fixtures came. Sunday, Wednesday, a couple of boys, and you won't mind mentioning his name, Leon Britton. You know, we don't really want to give him that workload. So a couple of players were left out. But as I've said, you know, we are where we are. So there's nobody apart from Ashley Williams and a couple of others who probably guarantee the first team place. And I think it was an opportunity for some of the other players to come in today. They've worked extremely hard, and you know, they grabbed their opportunity today. So a couple of players may certainly be back on the weekend. But I think the boys showed today, the ones who played tonight, that they're giving the manager a problem now.
What can we do for the next 3 games as a result?
We can win them all. That would be great. But no, it's important now. I mean, it was just a little reminder, I think, after the game, you know, that we can still play football. You know, we're still a good footballing team for whatever reason. You know, we've not showed it enough this season. But I thought there were times, especially in the second half, when we got it down and we passed it, and I thought we looked a good side.
When you brought the goal for you at half time, did you actually think we got a chance here of winning it? Because it seemed that seemed that was the way.
Well, no, Key actually sort of turned his ankle a little bit, and Leon wasn't on the bench, so yeah, it was more or less a straightforward swap. I mean, virtually all. I thought young Stephen Kingsley did exceptionally well. He was struggling at the end. I mean, he had cramp in his calves, he had cramp in his hamstrings, he had his back was going. So we would like to have changed them as well, but you know, unfortunately, he had to stay on.
Adam, when you win a game like tonight, is it also important that you capitalise on that in the next 3 games?
Oh, yeah. It was always, you know, irrespective of the results today, it probably takes the pressure off somewhat. But the 3 games, we play Norwich now on Saturday. Then we follow up with Bournemouth and Aston Villa, and you know, they were always going to be, you know, huge games for us, irrespective even if they lost today. But we've got to keep it going now. I mean, you know, we set a standard today, and it's important now that we carry that on between not only these next 3 games but the remainder of the season.
Alan, in terms of the title race, I know that Arsenal aren't your concern, it's Swansea, and you're obviously right with that, but you might have just finished Arsenal off in the title race. Are you aware of the sort of context of that part tonight?
Yeah, you're aware of it, but as I say, it's not really our concern. But having said that, I think Spurs lost tonight, didn't they? And obviously Leicester drawing. So, you know, they had probably a chance to make some ground up tonight. But, you know, I mean, our concern, you know, solely is our survival. And, you know, as I say, it was a massive 3 points for us.
What's the latest with Francesco?
Pardon?
What's the latest with the head coach?
I've not spoken to him. He left a voicemail to say, you know, how pleased he was and how delighted he was, and say hello to everybody. No, as far as I know, I mean, he's got this lung infection, which I think he stays in hospital for a couple of days, but apparently it can sort of remedy itself quite quickly, and I think he should be back with us, or travel back to Swansea on Friday. So hopefully he'll be involved with us on the weekend.
He picked the team though today, Al.
Yeah, I was going to say me. I should say me, isn't I? But no, Francesco. You know, we sort of picked it. He's been struggling for the last week or so, to be fair to him. But to be fair, he's managed to turn up to training. And yeah, the team was picked, and you know, the changes were made. And the only thing that I did was obviously the substitutions.
And you changed the shape, didn't you? After
we don't tell him that. Yeah, no, we felt we had to go. The first 15 minutes, they just sort of kept coming, and so we just pushed Andre a little bit out on the right and Wayne to the left, and I thought the changes, you know, they had the desired effect.
And if you'd lost picking that team, the criticism back at home would have been pretty fierce, I imagine. I mean, that's pretty
Well, I could have passed it on to Francesco then, couldn't I? But as I say, Guy, you know, it wasn't change for change's sake. You know, it was, you know, we're towards the bottom of the table, guys. So, you know, apart from maybe Ashley Williams, Lucas, and a couple of others, you know, there's nobody guaranteed a place at the club. And you know, and as I say, I thought the boys came in today, thought they were excellent, and it certainly gives everybody a problem now for the weekend in terms of team selection.
As an away team, can you sense the tension in the ground? Yeah, not just here, but other big clubs expecting to win sometimes. And as that goes on, does that help your team?
Yeah, I think so. But you get it every ground these days. You know, I think that, you know, maybe fans are a little bit more impatient. You know, they certainly have been with us, and it's something possibly the away team. You know, it's something that you try to play on. But I wasn't aware totally today. Obviously, they could feel a little bit of frustration at the end there. But as I say, I mean, our concentration has to be on ourselves.
Is it different managing against Arsenal than other teams in the title race, in so much as you think you can get at Arsenal a bit? You think that there's vulnerabilities or soft underbelly that you can exploit?
No, I don't think so. I think that they're a top team. You know, the fact that they could still go and win the Premiership this year, you know, so they're obviously a fantastic side. You know, you've only got to watch them over the course of this season. Yes, they've slipped their standards maybe a little bit, but you know, they're still a fantastic side, and you know, but we actually enjoy playing against them. You know, I think it becomes a good football match, certainly for us, and as I say, we've enjoyed some good results.
You must have been worried in that first 15-20 minutes though, the way they came at you.
Yeah, but I think everybody does these days, Chris. I mean, whoever we play, they all come at us, and no, and that's why we changed the shape a little bit. You know, we just felt that we had to sort of stem the flow a little bit, and I mean, sometimes it works, and you know, thankfully tonight it worked.
It's always been in your hands to stay up, but it's even more so now.
Well, I've been saying for a long time now that you know, when I've been asked the question, do I think we'll stay up? Then yeah, you know, I think that we will do. I think that we've got more than enough in the changing room, and we showed with the players who come in today that there are others who've not played quite as much. I thought young Stephen, as I say, was outstanding, and they've deserved their chance. And you know, so the squad is there. And if you can pick the right team and the right shape, then there's no reason why we can't get results between now and the end of the season. In fact, I mean, I told the players that. I mean, that's the standard now, that you know, they have to set themselves, and it's, you know, it's going to be a huge sort of 3 games coming up, but you know, we've got to carry it on after that as well.
Did Fair get an injury?
Yeah, I think he's just tightening up his hamstrings, guy. Key sort of turned his ankle a little bit as well. Again, he probably could have played, but you know, again, he could have one eye on the weekend.
Well, thank you
Okay.
very much.